Now, moving on to the friend of the show, the Buckeye Bucks. Buckeye came into this game with their starting quarterback, their two best receivers on the bench due to injuries. Now, their starting quarterback got hurt in week 1, and Mike Durgee has been filling in admirably for him. But they also lost their two best receivers last week to injury. So what was needed for Coach Pinzoni's Buckeye Bucks was for some young talent to step up, and boy, did they do that. Sophomore running back Dominic Monaco. Please help me if I mispronounce that. Got his first start and put up 152 yards and 2 touchdowns. This guy had only had 8 yards from scrimmage in one game all year. This was his first start. He put up 152.
Jesus.
Not to be outdone, Michael Durgee kept doing exactly what he's been doing all season at quarterback, running the ball effectively with 12 carries and 92 yards and 3 touchdowns, all of them coming up. A couple of them actually coming up as Dominic Monaco set him up for a couple of them. I think he was there was a breakaway run, and Monaco got caught from behind on like the 2-yard line, and he said he got caught from behind, unfortunately, and quarterback Durgee went in there and finished the job. To give you a little perspective, Buckeye outrushed Fairview 368-27. So They were clearly getting it done on the ground, and they were able to control the clock. Defensively, the Buckeye Bucks were able to dominate as they did last week. The only touchdown allowed was a fumble recovery by the offense that led to a touchdown. Cody Jackson racked up a pair of sacks. A host of other players, young players, were able to get tackles for loss. The defense held Fairview quarterback Josh Philkill to 4 of 11 for 36-yard passing, no touchdowns. Buckeye has improved to 3-1 and 1-0 in the conference, and will host Clearview in Week 5. So the final score for Buckeye put up 43. Fairview Park only put up 7 on that return touchdown. Good job to the Buckeye Bucks. And guys, again, we see it happening outside of that Revere overtime loss. These have been pretty one-sided affairs, and Buckeye's defense has been coming to play, and Coach Pinzoni has to be thrilled with that. But also the fact that he got some very good output for some of the younger kids in his program when some of his better players or his starters are out, and that's definitely something you want to herald those young players for.
I mean, imagine when the starters come back. I think you just built some depth. Now you kind of trust some of the younger guys who maybe don't have as much experience now. Maybe you can use them in another role and be even more successful. But that Buckeye team, Coach Pinzoni and staff knows what they're doing, and especially it's impressive that they're continually winning big with all the injuries, because that's something tough. You don't know your depth really in high school football. When the big, your starters and key players go down, who's going to step up, and they've had that all year. So congratulations to them on now 3-1. That's pretty impressive, and they're looking to continue that win streak next week.